Drivers aren't the only ones changing their travel plans because of rising fuel prices. American Airlines warns that fares are likely to increase to offset a nearly 26% jump in its fuel bill for the first 3 months of this year. Some airlines are working to make their planes lighter to save money. Kris Van Cleave went on board United Airlines' new project in Houston.
Long before this Boeing 787 left the gate, a team at United Airlines was focused on making it and their entire 750-plane fleet as light as possible. Every little bit counts, even on a plane that weighs more than 250,000 pounds. Aaron Stash leads that team.
Anytime we can reduce even an ounce of weight, that means we burn less fuel to fly to that destination.
Even an ounce matters?
Even an ounce, because if you are multiplying that across the thousands of seats and the thousands of flights we have, that ounce adds up and multiplies very quickly.
That 1 ounce lighter magazine saves nearly $300,000 a year. United rethought everything about its aircraft, from what's stocked in the galley to redesigning bathrooms. And yes, some of those did get smaller, to newer, lighter seats, many without heavy video monitors.
This cart is kind of heavy. This one is noticeably lighter.
These new beverage carts are 27 pounds. That's about half the weight of the old 50-pound carts. These new cargo containers are about 80 pounds lighter, which will save 2 million gallons of fuel a year. And stopping duty-free sales saved United another 1.4 million gallons. That's a combined savings of about $7 million.
All of these efforts, what does that mean as a bottom line for the airline? How much fuel does that save you?
We've improved our efficiency over 30%. That's through the changes that we're making on the interior of the cabin, the changes that we're doing on the exterior of the aircraft, as well as the new aircraft that we're purchasing.
Changes that have saved United well over $2 billion. Other airlines are also pinching pounds. Southwest is rolling out slimline seats in its new 737 MAX fleet. They're lighter and take up less space. The low-fare carrier saved 148,000 gallons of fuel by changing how it stocks the galleys and dropping glass bottles for cans. Giving pilots tablets instead of paper manuals saves 80 pounds a flight. That doesn't sound like much, but it translates to nearly 576,000 gallons of fuel a year. That's more than $1 million in savings annually. JetBlue's saving weight with its new in-flight entertainment system. It'll feature lighter components that take up less storage space. Spirit went with lighter seats and this smaller tray table. That also allows more rows of seats to fit on board.
It all gets down to weight.
CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg.
Doing all this doesn't make the planes any faster, and it certainly doesn't make them any more comfortable. In fact, it's just about fuel efficiency and fuel savings, and that just gets back to the airlines. There's no real passenger benefit.
But United says it's more than just dollars.
United alone uses almost 4 billion gallons, so anytime we can reduce our fuel use, that goes to our bottom line. From an environmental perspective, it's reducing our emissions, it's reducing our carbon footprint.
Fuel is basically 99% of an airline's carbon footprint. The 737 MAX is 14% more fuel efficient than its predecessors, in part because of this thing on the end of the wing. It's called a winglet. It reduces drag so the plane burns less fuel. And later this summer, the airline plans to completely strip down one of its planes, looking for anywhere else it can save weight and thus fuel. For CBS This Morning, Kris Van Cleave, Houston.
Wow, they're going to say, you got to leave your iPad behind. That's extra weight.